and welcome to January's TBR Assemble. If you don't know what TBR Assemble is, I will leave a link up above to the original video where I do the full explanation, but this is essentially my Avengers based TBR game, so let's just get right into the roles and exactly what I'm reading for this month. So today we're going to be using a Sue Storm as a counter because I just got her for Christmas and I may as well use it now. So we're going to go down here and start at 1 because we're at the beginning of the year, and let's go with role number 1, which is a 1. Perfect, so we go over 1, that is the Reality Stone, which is retellings, and let's fan it out. I'm going to go into, that's the first one I touched, so I'm going to go for that one, and that is Dane Whitman, legend based. I'll have to have a think on that. My first prompt was Dane Whitman, which is to read a book which is a legend-based retelling, and there was really only one legend I really wanted to be reading right now, and that is Loki, and specifically the novelisation of Loki Journey into Mystery by Kieran Gillen. This has been adapted by Catherine Locke, and I am so excited about this because I love the original Loki Journey into Mystery stuff by Kieran Gillen because it focused on Loki after he has been reborn as a teenager and everything that happens from there. I really enjoyed the run. I'm really excited to see it in novel form, and I cannot wait to get started with this one. Roll number 2 is a 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is blue, that is the Space Stone, so that is sci-fi. I'm gonna go into this one here. Valentina, a character who lies. I'm gonna have to a think on that one as well. Next up was the first of one of my new cards that I've added in with Valentina, which is to read a sci-fi book with a character who lies. And it turns out this was reasonably difficult to do because I don't really know any books where characters are lying for certain. So I had to kind of stretch this a little bit and went for Feed by Myra Grant because this one is actually a a sort of horror type thing because it's all about zombies, but it is based around a virus and people hiding what happened to cause this virus to cause the zombies, and because it's kind of pandemic based, it's science based, so while it's not science fiction, I'm kind of stretching it a little bit because it does have that science backing essentially. I know it's stretching it, but quite frankly it's my TBR game, and if anyone is going to stretch the truth, it is Valentina. So I mean, it's in the spirit of the character, that's what I'm going to say here, but I am so excited about this one. I've been meaning to read more of Shauna Maguire's work under the name Myra Grant. I've been wanting to read more horror. I've owned this book for I think at least 3 years now, and I haven't read it yet, and I've been meaning to for ages now, and I'm finally going to do it. I cannot wait. I'm in such a good mood for some zombie horror, so very excited to get stuck into it. Roll number 3 is a 1, so we just go over 1. That is the Power Stone, so that is fantasy. I'm going to go into this little clump here, and I'm going to go for this one. Yelena, a book about siblings. I know exactly what I'm reading for that. Next up was Yelena, which is to read a fantasy book about siblings, and there was really only one real choice for this at the moment, and that is This Ends in Embers by Camila Cole, and this is the sequel to So Let Them Burn, which is about 2 sisters, a colonizing force, and dragons. I really enjoyed the first one. I've been meaning to read this sequel for such a long time now, so that is finally happening, and I cannot wait to get into it. Roll number 4 is a 3, so we're going 1, 2, 3. That is the Time Stone, so that is comics. I'm going to try and fan this out a little bit better. Oh, that is still a terrible fan, but never mind. I'm going to go right slap bang in the middle here. Bucky, a physical comic. I know exactly what I'm reading for that. Next up was Bucky, which is to read a physical comic. So I've got 4 here that I'm going to be reading, and that is I Hate Fairyland volumes 5, 6, 7 and 8, because I just got this one volume 8 for Christmas, and to be perfectly honest with you, I cannot remember for the life of me what happened in the previous 5. So I'm going to be rereading these 3, and then also reading this one, so I'm fully caught up with the series again up to where I own, and I am so excited for this. If you don't know what I Hate Fairyland is, it is essentially about Gert, who is a 6-year-old girl who gets stuck in Fairyland for 30 years and tries to Deadpool her way out, and this is the second arc of the series. I've enjoyed it so much. It's so much fun. I cannot show you a single panel in here because it is very bloody and very violent and gory in a very cartoony way, but obviously I don't want to be triggering anyone, but I do love this series so much. I've been wanting to continue on with it for ages now, and I just haven't been able to because I haven't owned the latest one, but because my mum bought me the 8th volume for Christmas, I can finally do it. So I'm taking the opportunity and reading the latest 4 in the series all in one go and remembering why I loved it so much. Roll number 5 is a 3, so 1, 2, 3. That is another fantasy. Perfect, because I have a lot of fantasies I want to read this year. And I'm going to go this one here. Gomorrah, a library book. Okay, then we're searching the library. And then my final prompt was Gomorrah, which is to read a book from the library that's a fantasy. So I'm going for Veronica Roth's When Among Crows, because I've heard amazing things about this one for absolutely ages now. And while I don't own it, my library does have it and it is available right now. So I really want to give it a read. If I remember rightly, this is a little bit like The Witcher, if I remember rightly. There's something along those lines with it, and it's just really intrigued me for a while now, so I really want to be giving it a read, and this is the perfect opportunity to do that. And then that would be the end of my TBR, but I do have a couple of other things I also want to be reading. The first one is Sisters of Sword and Shadow by Laura Bates, and this one I'm actually going to be doing a buddy read with Shipshape Smithy with over on Instagram, and I'm really excited to read this one because the synopsis is just 2 sentences which immediately intrigued me. It says, "An interesting thing happens when a man is defeated in combat by a woman. He tells nobody," and that just immediately got me. Also, the cover is absolutely stunning. The back of it is gorgeous as well. I've been meaning to read this one for absolutely ages now. I actually put it on my priority list for 2026, so I'm going to be giving it a read this month. There is also Half Off Ragnarok by Shauna Maguire, and I have decided after I actually uploaded my 2026 priority list was that I wanted to read 1 book in this series every single month going forward until I'm fully caught up with it, because I love this series so much. It is absolutely brilliant and I just really badly want to be caught up with it. If you don't know what this series is, it is encrypted by Shauna Maguire, and it's essentially following the Price family, who are cryptozoologists, but they're also a little bit like the Addams family, and it is so much fun to read. I love the first 2 books following Verity. This one is following Alexander instead, so we're skipping over to another sibling now, and I'm so excited to get to know him more and get to know what he's getting up to, and just to continue on with this series. So again, I've said this about all of these books, but I am genuinely so excited to be reading this one and to be continuing on with this series because I've loved it so far, and I cannot wait to meet the rest of the Price family. I will also be reading these Wonder Man comics because obviously Wonder Man is out this month, and I am so excited for this. You have no idea. I've been waiting for this for absolutely ages now, so I'm really excited to finally dive into my collection of Wonder Man comics. And then finally, my audiobook for the month is going to be Human Rights by Juno Dawson, which is the 3rd book in the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series, and I am so excited about this because I've loved the first 2 books so much. The world of it, the characters and everything is absolutely brilliant, and now that 2nd book left it on a massive cliffhanger that had me screaming at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've been desperate ever since to continue on and see what happens next. I'm finally going to be doing it this month, and I cannot wait. I am so excited for this, and I genuinely think this may be actually my most anticipated book that I'm going to be reading in the month of January. I am that excited for it. And that is the end of my January TBR, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me your most anticipated read for January, I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a witch emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to my comic book YouTube and blog. If you want to know more about Loki and Wonder Man, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with Wonder Man over the next couple of weeks if you are interested in that. that, and also have a lot of stuff about Loki already up as well if you want to get to know him a little bit more, or if you just want to stick to the books, you can also click subscribe here, or you can see my previous video over here. But until next time everyone, bye!